1.
Where is Steven? What was Jeff doing in heaven? Who got Cristal pregnant? And who shot JR? Wait, wrong show. Uh-oh, Dynasty's back, season 2, episode 10, A Champagne Mood. AfterBuzz After Show starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This was a very sweet song for Jeff and Monica's mom to be singing while she was cleaning up on Saturday mornings, right before she got rid of her kids, right?
It was a lot. It was a very intense scene for this song.
It was an interesting choice of song. It's such a beautiful song, and yet somehow it became scary. I don't know.
It turned a classic into almost like a horror moment.
That's what it is. That's what it is about Dynasty. And if you guys at home love things like trust, loyalty, integrity, then this is not the show for you. We're talking all things Dynasty, season 2, episode 10, A Champagne Mood, right here. We're going to go over Cristal's pregnancy, which was crazy. Jeff first Culhane, that's been coming, right? Jeff's near-death experience, still don't know how he got into heaven. Jeff and Blake's deal, because this is what the show's about, is deal after deal. Steven's charity event, which was very interesting. Sammy and Steven, and where the F is Steven? Fallon, it won't be Dynasty without Fallon. When you're talking Fallon Carrington, today we're talking Fallon and Jeff, Fallon and Nico, Fallon and Liam, Fallon and Culhane, and Fallon and Fallon and Fallon. We have a special segment, which is something that represents you, a scene that would represent you, and of course our lovely predictions. I am your host today. Season 2, you get back in, new year, new me, new host. My name's Tehran. If you've watched AfterBuzz, you're familiar with me. Thank you so much for watching. And to my left, I have an amazing co-host, Rivet.
Yes, I am so happy to be here. So excited about this season winter premiere and this whole episode today. It did feel like the Fallon show, didn't it?
I get that it's the Fallon show, but this was Fallon being Fallon, being Fallon, being Fallon.
It's why we love her.
That's how it works.
It's like every part of Fallon that we love or love to hate was in this episode.
It is. Being a Carrington must be so time consuming. What were your overall thoughts on the episode?
Honestly, I love that we got to see less of Alexis. She wasn't as dominant in this episode because I'm just getting annoyed of her. Like, she is just so much always scheming. I mean, everyone's always scheming, but I like that, we saw Sam step up to the plate and he was going through his own motions. But overall, it was a really solid episode. It was a solid, comeback winter premiere.
Alexis definitely has the face, the resting, I need to talk to the manager face.
Definitely.
Right? Definitely has that, just always scheming. I did personally miss Alexis. I like her scheming ways and also the comedic way that it comes about with her. But there was enough Alexis sprinkled throughout because this was a very action-packed episode. A lot of things happened. It's almost as if we forgot about the baby, right? So we just moved right on. It's like, where's the baby? Remember all the baby?
True.
We cared about the baby, and now literally no one even brought up the baby unless it was this baby to be, right? So
different baby.
A different baby who we're going to definitely get into. But my overall thoughts was this was definitely the way to jump back into a midway point into the season. Like, had I was fiending for Dynasty, and then I missed it, and then I was like, oh, and then it came back and I was like, this is why you love Dynasty. And obviously the reason why it got such good ratings on the CW for its season opener. Let's get right into the meat. The separate subplot, which became a major point of contention, was Cristal's pregnancy. And Cristal being pregnant at this time, it's clearly not the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the concept of everything that Blake's going through. Not that there's ever a good time to be pregnant with a Carrington, if you ask me. Every single step going through, this is just another day in the life of the drama. But there's a lot that's been going on. Babies have been missing. Kids that you dislike are gone.
Yeah.
A lot of things are happening. How did you feel about Cristal's decision not to tell Blake about the pregnancy, especially throughout 3/4 of the episode?
Well, at first, I really thought Cristal was being considerate and, not wanting to stress out her husband. And, he's going through a lot. He's like dealing with so many other issues. I don't want to be another stress. But at the same time, from the start, when Cristal came in, I don't trust her. And I never trusted her. And I always I just felt like there's something she's hiding. There's something that's like going to come to the surface. And I think it's coming. And I think she didn't just not tell Blake, to not stress him out. She's not even sure if he's the father of the baby.
Shoe drops at the end of the episode where M. Jennings gets a text and she changes it. She actually texts him specifically and is questioning, she's like, I'm pregnant, and he's like, is it mine? Mm-hmm. And she was gonna be like, I'm not sure, and then she changed it
Erase that,
because that's how put that positive affirmation into the universe, right?
She wants that Carrington baby,
of course, and she should, because whoever it is, she's like, is it mine? I'm not sure, and then she changed. No, I'm sure it's his.
Yeah. It's just so
she's
shady.
Clearly not.
Yeah. So I don't think her not telling Blake had anything to do with not wanting to stress him out. She's over here like, whose baby is it?
Whose baby? Maury.
Being super shady.
We're going. But we know Cristal's super shady. Now, there is an underlying feel from a lot of fans. We do not trust Cristal. Mm-hmm. Do we not trust Cristal because she's shady? Because we trust people on the show. We trust Fallon and she's shady. Mm-hmm. Do we not trust Cristal because of her ulterior motives? Because she seems to be the one who actually does have Blake's back in a lot of situations.
I think...
Or do we not think that Cristal's in love with Blake?
I don't think any of those things. See, I think we trust Fallon and, even Alexis because they own who they are. It's like, I'm scheming and I'm going to do what needs to be done to move forward. Cristal's over here like, oh, like, I'm just like nice and like gentle and like, oh, Blake, like I love him, and like came out of nowhere, literally, like, and Blake just like falls for like every Cristal that walks into his life, like with no questions asked. All of a sudden, like, he's in love with her and they're getting married and now they're pregnant. It's just like, I don't trust anything about her.
Is it possible that while Cristal may have ulterior motives, that doesn't mean that they are negative motives, that her ulterior motives is to escape from a past where it's clearly a very shady criminal past of some sort, where she wants to now start new, and this is part of her fresh beginning. Mm-hmm. And she wants to hide who she is, not just from the Carringtons, not just from the world, but most importantly from herself.
But I personally think that she is hiding something really bad. I don't think she has good intentions. And even if, sometimes you go into things having the best of intentions, and then like if you're driving, you hit someone, you kill them. You didn't mean to kill them, but if it happens, like just because you had good intentions, but you still commit a crime, doesn't mean that it's not a crime anymore.
Who do you think this M. Jennings is?
I think it's someone in the show that maybe is using, like, she's using an alias name.
She's using like just another.
Yeah.
Maybe it's could it be a Von Kirk? Like,
Anders.
Yeah, who could it? No, it couldn't be Anders. Like,
Anders has done this in the past. I mean,
because he has a daughter all of a sudden.
With Alexis, because Steven is his son, which we found out this season, and that was like mind blowing.
Yeah, well, it's Anders.
Anders, we thought, was the most loyal person on the show.
Anders, to me, has always been the most conniving person on the show.
Really?
So I've always had this feel for Anders, and I respect his connive. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't disrespect, I don't think less of him. Right. His conniving is actually the one who I respect the most, because he plays a position at all times. He is the one that the plug that makes it all work. He keeps everything at bay, and he's actually the puppet master in a lot of ways.
Right.
So I have a lot of respect for Anders like that. But with Cristal, I don't know if I respect the not telling Blake. Mm-hmm. Not telling Blake because she's trying to figure it out, and more important, because she was going to tell him anyway. He has to find out.
Right.
She hadn't decided whether she was going to keep the baby or not. Then why tell anyone? No, you should have. If a secret told to two is not a secret well kept. Mm-hmm. So if you're not sure if you're gonna, because that's the feeling I got towards the end when Blake announces the baby to everyone, which is bad etiquette, by the way. You never announce a baby until 3 months.
3 months,
in, just because you want to make sure everything's as okay as possible. You don't want to jinx it. You don't want to start something and then it fall and it becomes a whole storyline. So that's really bad etiquette on Blake's part. But her not telling Blake in private, if you're going to tell him, you should have just ripped the Band-Aid off and been like, hey, Blake, I need to tell you something. Pregnant. And this might come from the guy perspective of girls who kind of hold off on telling you the whole concept. And she brings it up too. I don't want to be called a gold digger, which we're calling her anyway.
Right.
But that thirst trap, right? The thirst trap.
The thirst trap, classic.
Exactly. So I don't want her to be a thirst trap.
Yeah.
And so not telling Blake actually is the thirst trap thing to do.
True. So she shot herself in the foot, basically.
She did.
But I'm surprised because when Blake announced it to the party, I thought he was pissed.
It looked pissed. When he found it in the person, he stormed
walked
off.
away.
He stormed off.
Yeah, but then, they're in the room and he's like, oh, baby, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, what? Like, why isn't this like more of a moment? Like, I thought he would be like, I'm going to ruin you. Like, I thought...
You're doing this on purpose now? You're doing this now? I think he was more upset that she didn't tell him.
Right.
That is a very disturbing point in a relationship is when your significant other isn't telling you something that's going to change your lives. It's life-changing. And whether it's life-changing for us, I guess, the normal people, us peasants, it would be financially and responsibility. Now, Blake has children, and we've seen this, but the concept is it's still life-altering.
Right. And especially since they're making all these big plans and Blake's trying to have me time, which he announced at the last event.
Well, it's we time now. It's
we time now. 3 time.
3 time.
And it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. And like you said, I'm a billionaire. Like, we'll figure this out. Like, we're good. I don't know. I think she's hiding something else clearly from, the text, but I think it goes deeper than that.
It does go. Well, we're going to figure it out. We'll find out more about this baby. I'm sure this isn't the end of this baby.
No.
It's not like the last baby where that was just the end of the little Blake, right?
Yeah.
There's more to it, and I'm sure we'll find out a lot more. We also have our own life-altering news here at AfterBuzz.
Oh, yes, we do. Hey guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
That's right. Please, we appreciate each and every one of you, and we would love to hear from you. Respond, write, request, concerns, questions, ideas, comment below. And if you're on iTunes, make sure to rate and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. And when you do rate, give us 5 stars because we need the stars. So let's get into Jeff versus Culhane.
Yes.
And that whole Jeff debacle. Jeff's coming off being shot. And not happy with Culhane, not happy with the middle, not happy with Michael. How did you feel about that initial altercation that they had?
It was so upsetting because in the previous few episodes, they joined forces. And I loved seeing them, sort of as one, like helping each other. I loved that union sort of. It was weird because I never expected it. And when we got that, it was really nice. So when they were like fighting, going at it, and now Jeff ends up in the hospital, or not even the hospital, in Blake's manor. It sucked. It sort of was like, oh, here we go, Culhane versus Jeff. Like I like when they're cool with each other. I like when they're working together because I feel like they get a lot more done.
I like their union. I like their teamwork, and so it's upsetting on the level of many different things, especially for me. Just having the 2 black guys pit against each other felt some type of way for me.
Right.
Also having the fact that they are 2 of the most powerful people on the show, even if they aren't in title. They are in essence. Culhane's clearly this grinder, hustler who you respect, who has earned his way there. And Jeff hasn't been just welcomed into everything. He's made his way into everything, and he deserves everything. So you would like to see these 2 guys, if anyone joined forces, it should be them. And for them to break up over this and the fight. And Jeff's so bitter and so upset about it. He has a heart attack over it the second time around. Like, he's just that upset. Like, I'm going to get this guy back. And he does so.
In a big way.
Does he actually get Culhane back, or did Culhane get himself back and Jeff was just the messenger? Don't shoot the messenger.
You can't blame Jeff. Culhane was lying to his fiance, at the end of the day, the truth will always come out. Whether it comes from me, whether it comes from you, whoever.
I think
truly
we should see
believe
other people. It's not me, it's you. It's just not working out. Like, that just hurt my feelings.
I truly believe the truth will always come out. And it's just like really upsetting to see them make the same mistakes over and over. Like, they're always lying to each other, whether it's their significant other or their partner or their parents or their kids. And it always comes out. So I don't blame Jeff at all. Jeff had some ammo. He's pissed at Culhane. So he's like, I'm going to air all your dirty laundry. And it sucks to see, but...
Because that's all he really did is he just put people on to what really happened. He didn't do much more than that. He just point the direction.
Yeah.
With Jeff and Culhane, I don't think that this is the end. There's no way that Culhane lets this go.
No, absolutely not. He lost his fiance over this.
For now, I'm still thinking they'll get back together. Because to me, they're meant to be.
Really?
To me.
I think Culhane has such a, like, he loves Fallon so much, but Fallon has been sort of, I think, looking for a reason to run back to Liam.
Sure, but that's all she knows, right? All she knows is dysfunctional relationship. Look at everything that surrounds her. All she knows is dysfunctional relationship and having a plan B. She's been, and not the kind that Cristal should take. She knows only about the concept of, if this doesn't work out, I have this safety net here.
Yeah, backup plan.
And this one here. And this one here.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to put it all out there. She doesn't even know how to love properly. She only knows how to love within the realms of distrust. She actually loves Culhane the most when he's being the shadiest, just not with her.
True. Yeah, it's almost like she feeds off that. Like,
she did
like,
feed off it. She did feed off it. We're going to get to talking about how she basically saved Culhane later, but that's a big part. So with this Jeff versus Culhane, this deal that they have against one another, do you think Jeff is going to come out on top or Culhane?
I think Jeff will come out on top only because he has more experience. I feel like he's been in the game longer.
He's been in the game longer, experience.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I'm not underestimating Culhane. He's like my favorite. I would choose him over Jeff any day. I think he truly loves, and he's like very passionate, like, about, Fallon. Everything he's doing at the end of the day was to protect Fallon. And then he continued doing it because of the money. And, Ada even said to him, just don't let Fallon know that you're wearing the pants in the relationship now. Like, you have more money. Like, that's just
a real thing.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think it's just him trying to be like the man. Like, he wants to be like the protector, the provider. But I do think ultimately Jeff will come out on top.
Well, Jeff also had this revelation. He has this near-death experience.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Jeff's near-death experience?
So random. What was he doing in heaven?
What was he doing in heaven? Like, if there's one place that guy's not going.
I know.
But he does go to heaven, and he sees these kids playing the drums, which might have been a representation of him and Monica as kids, maybe?
Oh.
That might have been the concept. Yeah. And then he sees possibly what is a figurine of his mother, and she's singing this song, and it makes him feel some type of way.
Yeah. He wakes up going, Mom! I'm just shocked at how fast he recovered from that. Like, he was at the party the next day already scheming, but I feel like that was sort of random, and I think now he's going to, because he even mentioned it in this episode, like, I had a near-death experience, it changes you. So now I think he's really, like, out for revenge, out to win. Like, he's like, I almost just died. I have stuff to do.
That's so interesting. I was thinking it's the other way.
Really?
That now he's more focused, even when he makes the deal with Jeff and Blake. And let's talk about that.
Yeah.
The Blake deal with the soccer team, Blake, of course, brings his proposal at Jeff's weakest in the wheelchair and proposes to give, basically, he wants $10 million for 20% and the phone call to the Urban Coalition for this Atlanta soccer team that he's trying to create some type of legacy. But there's a lot more to that as well, right? And later, what does Jeff come back with? He says, you want that new Atlanta soccer team, you're going to fix up the neighborhood, sponsor the Colbys Academy, or I'm going to call so he's still Jeff, but he does it for the benevolence of the neighborhood. Or I will call my cousin, the police chief, and we're going to look into aiding and abetting.
Yeah.
So this is a positive spin on Jeff. It wasn't for him. He wanted stuff for people. And
it was nice to see. It was nice to see, but
exactly.
I think at the end of the day, he's still out for himself. He's out for number one.
He even goes so far as to want to reconcile with this God-forsaken mother who has forsaken him. He still.
Well, that's like deep rooted like issues that he's had, with his relationship with his mother, and Monica's like, don't do that. She's just gonna let you down again. And
sure.
You know what? I think she will come back into their life and she will let him down again, and then I think he's just going to like go ballistic.
And that's going to be the Jeff comeback, because after this near-death experience, I'm feeling like a good Jeff is coming out.
Yeah.
Let's go to Steven's charity event, which was the most boring, fun event at the same time. Because
eco-friendly.
It was an event, nothing happened, and then little pokes of things would happen.
Right.
Sammy taking the stage and giving a speech. Blake's speech, of course, about the pregnancy.
Yes.
Right? Keep it green, everybody. But Sam takes the stage and gives a speech in Steven's place.
Sam was not in the right place to make that speech. He was not in a good place with Steven. He hasn't talked to him. He received some letters that were not good, and he was the divorce papers. And I don't think it was, they should have stopped that, because he just was not in the right headspace. And what he did at that party, you know what? A lot actually happened at that party.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing happened, and then everything happened at the same time.
True. Sam, I really, really was hoping he wouldn't sort of go crazy, and he did. But it was sort of bound to happen.
Though. He didn't. Even when Fallon goes like this, he didn't. I was expecting a lot more of a boom in that speech, and yet he did keep it mild. The only thing he did do, of course, was donate Steven's own
his own money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
to us normal people.
Right.
But I think even for a billionaire, $1 million seems to be something.
Yeah, it's a good amount of money.
I wouldn't just give $1,000 to someone. That's basically an equivalent, right?
Yeah.
So he finishes so they get there with the champagne, and that's where we get the name, because it's a champagne mood. There's a lot of champagne involved. Cristal can't drink. She's pregnant. Then there's champagne that goes to this charity and shows that we reached the amount. But I was expecting a little more from the speech, meaning a little more reveal to the crowd. Steven is gone. The divorce. He's in a bad place. He could have went awry. He didn't. So I was proud of Sam for that.
You know what? I would have rather him have exposed that than go running off and cheating on him.
Cheating, which, well, by the way, we just saw kissing. It was passionate kissing.
Kissing is cheating. Kissing is cheating.
Like I said, we should see other people. So listen.
I have a boyfriend. Love you.
Cheating is kissing, emotional, anything physical, anything that happens. But the reason I say this is the concept of the two people who are in a bad place finding each other is not really unheard of. Remember, Sam thinks Steven wants a divorce. He's not cheating. He's just in a low place.
Just because you're served divorce papers, you haven't even had a conversation. They're still together. I still think it's cheating.
Divorce papers seems kind of official.
Are they signed?
Oh, so it has to be signed. So you're the person who blames Ross for cheating on Rachel for that day that they broke up.
Don't kill me. I haven't watched Friends.
They broke up. Like, the divorce papers, some could argue that it's a clear sign of where the direction of this relationship. And also, this isn't a cheating of emotions, or this isn't a cheating of longing. This is a cheating of desperation. You're feeling down, you're feeling bad about yourself.
Right.
You're two people who are experiencing the same thing. These people, clearly you're in love with other people, but they've just broken and shattered your heart out of nowhere, both of them felt like. And so here we go, two people who find themselves in each other's arms.
Right.
Not out of love, out of hurt, pain, despair, loneliness. So is this inexcusable?
It's inexcusable. I don't think cheating is ever okay. I still see it as cheating. I get it that it happens, and that's more likely two happen and it's like you're in a bad place, you're looking for a rebound, he's looking for a rebound, you both just broke up, whatever.
Divorce papers. This is a little more extreme.
They are not.
Divorce papers don't just get drafted.
If
by the
you
way.
haven't talked to your husband in weeks and then you randomly get
Exactly.
divorce papers.
It hasn't been weeks and you get divorce papers. That sounds like, if you want to break up, I didn't just ghost you here.
But they don't know that. He doesn't even know if he's okay at this point. And it's like weird. It's like fishy. He's like, is he okay? Are these from him? They're kind of weird. Like,
but here's the thing. No one's that concerned about Steven except Anders, who of course knows because of last episode, gets a phone call that Steven never went to Paraguay.
Right.
But the concept is no one's worried about Steven because this is Steven's style. Would Steven ghost someone and then send them divorce papers? Yes. So there's nothing unheard of.
It's not unheard
regarding
of.
the situation.
It's just upsetting.
For Steven's character.
It's just upsetting to see. Like, I hate that. I don't like the whole, rebound situation. Like, if you break up with someone, I don't know, everyone's different. But I'm the type of person, like, I need, like, time to myself. I need to, like, reflect. I'm not just going to, like, jump on to the next. But everyone's different, and I get that happens so often. But it's just like...
Well, what if you're in a relationship, you and your boyfriend, and your boyfriend texts you, I don't want to be with you anymore?
Oh, I show up to his house. Like,
okay. Red flag. Another red flag we had is, where the F is Steven?
I know. He's at a restaurant.
Doesn't look like Sammy's the only one cheating. It looks like
You
Steven
think he's cheating?
That was a nice restaurant. That was some nice food. He knew what he was doing. And I'll tell you why. He deflected. He did the I'll call you later this weekend and we'll figure it out and you'll come meet me. Shady. Like, it's not kidnapped, you're being brainwashed. This is a person who knows what he's doing. He is out and about and obviously not in Paraguay and not in a rainforest somewhere helping the environment.
Yeah.
He is helping himself to some of that. Well, all I'm saying is he's cheating on Sam.
No, I didn't get that vibe at all. I think he's being blackmailed. Like, he's just like, I love you. Know that I love you. Yeah, like, I think he's scared. He seems like he's nervous and scared, not like he's cheating.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out next week. Let's get into all things Fallon as we can. Fallon was such a strong force in this episode. She was that whirlwind. She was a powerhouse, as she often is.
Definitely.
She is very much a Carrington, and it shows. Fallon and Jeff, they have a special relationship. I feel like they are close.
Yeah, I feel like they're cousins that hooked up.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
So weird.
So weird. And it happens. But
does it? I don't know.
Well, it's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
It happens in Dynasty.
It happens in Dynasty.
Like, it happens on the show. It's very, very Game of Thrones in them, right? This is how things work here. And because we often forget they're cousins. And it's actually us, it's a submersive effect of us as the audience, not being acclimated to seeing a white person and a black person just be cousins. And actually being actual cousins, not adopted cousins, not step cousins.
Like by blood.
By blood cousins.
Right.
And it says a lot about who we are as people, more so than it does about the show. And so I'm really glad that they show this and bring this out as a conversation from the show.
Yeah, it's a cool dynamic to see on TV because we don't really see that. So.
But Fallon trusts Jeff. And Jeff trusts Fallon.
Yeah, after all they've gone through, they're in a good place. And she's in a good place with Monica too. So the Colbys and Fallon are like, they're okay with each other. It's nice to see. I can't believe he told her though.
I can, because Jeff told,
Yeah.
after what Culhane did, Jeff
Yeah.
has a reason to dislike.
Definitely.
I would have rather him dealt with Culhane one-on-one, but this is the Jeff way to do things. And he's so confident about it, he doesn't even need Blake anymore. Let's talk some Fallon and Nico, because that Nico, FBI, Nico, of course, is going to turn informant, knows Michael's name, he confirms it, and then Fallon goes in and solves the problem.
Yeah, she's there for her man. She's like, listen, I'm going to give you this, this, and that. You don't want to rat him out.
$10 million, a fresh, clean passport, and a one-way trip to the Bahamas or somewhere with no extradition.
And Texas barbecue once a week.
Boom. Which is
What
balling.
else do you want?
I would have took that deal, right? But then Nico's like,
He's
no.
like, nope.
And so she comes back and it's like, I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse, Godfather style. And of course, she goes, I'll give you this deal, and I won't frame you for this crime that will bury you.
Yeah.
Right? So Nico takes the deal, needless to say.
And he tells her, I hope this Culhane guy is worth it. Like, you're going through,
strong words. Oh, right? And and we learn a little thing about love, because love is doing things that you don't want to for someone who you think deserves it, right? So that was an underlying theme. Fallon and Liam. So Fallon runs back to Liam whenever things go awry. Liam comes back in, the ex-husband, fiance, boyfriend, everything in one. Yeah. The person she should be with under the understanding of what is supposed to happen, and yet she chooses Culhane over Liam. Yeah. Goes back to Liam and tells Liam with Culhane's push why. Like, what happened in New York with Uncle Max.
They want his help. And it's just like so frustrating. Even seeing Culhane and Fallon both at Liam's door was very upsetting to watch. It was just like, I personally, I want Liam out. Like, stay away from Liam. But of course, she jumps right back into his arms after she breaks up with Culhane. And she, like I said earlier, I think she was just like waiting for like Culhane to mess up so that she can run back to him.
And she also says a thing when she sees Sammy cheating. She's like, are there any good men? Like, are all men just liars?
Yeah.
And then she goes to Liam's house, and Liam has another girl. And they're going on vacation.
Going on vacation tomorrow.
And that girl just did it all, right? She did the most.
Oh, my
Random
gosh.
girl just
Oh, really?
did the most.
Are you?
But, I mean, Liam's not doing anything wrong. This isn't divorce papers.
Yeah.
This is divorce papers, broken,
post-divorce
conversation, everything, and it's done, right? Can we at least agree that Liam's not cheating?
Liam is not cheating.
So we're not mad at Liam for this action. Fallon's at fault.
Yeah, I'm mad at Fallon.
Okay, well, what about with Fallon and Culhane? Who are you mad at there?
Culhane. But we even saw earlier in the episode, Fallon and Liam, like, they have that sexual chemistry. It's like, it's inevitable. And it's just like, I know she wanted to go back to Liam so bad, but in the back of her mind, she's like, I'm here for Culhane. Like, I want to like help him, my fiance, my man, I'm going to marry him. But it's just like that one little lie. And he was lying to help you guys, to make more money. Like, he didn't cheat on you. Like, I know he shouldn't have lied. A lie is a lie. But at the end of the day, there are certain circumstances.
So cheating, unforgivable, lying, forgivable in the mind of Rivet.
No!
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So with Culhane, should he have told Fallon everything when he had that chance? Because in the beginning of the episode, he's like, this is all there is.
Yeah, like I said, the truth will always come out at the end of the day. So yeah, he can lie to her, but she's going to find out, whether he tells her or Jeff or anyone. The truth always comes out. That's my motto.
Was Fallon justified in breaking up with Culhane at the end?
Yeah, but they'll be back together.
There should have been a conversation if there isn't one. You were talking about Steven and Sam having a conversation. This is a conversation. And this conversation is going to lead more into our predictions. But before we get there, let's talk a quick special segment. What scene represents you that you saw in Dynasty this week? Or something that's happened in your life? Yeah.
No, well, when Fallon walked in on Sam making out with the guy who wasn't her brother, and then she walked back out in front of everybody and she was like, don't cheat on my brother. I love that. So I feel like I would do that.
Who hurt you? All right, so the scene that represents me is going to have to be when Anders bought the Alexis painting. What was that painting, right? Bought that painting and then burned it. And then burned it. That's such a Tehran thing to do. Like,
and Alexis comes in like, someone bought my painting.
Yeah, it's like, oh, did they? Oh, okay. Right? That's how it feels. So we'd love to hear about what scene represents you and which character you feel connected to. This is just a great start to a mid-season beginning. All new show? No, same show, but all new show with us on the After Show. Rivet, where can people find you if you want to be found right after you give us a quick prediction?
My prediction.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So Steven is being blackmailed and he's not cheating on Sam. That's my number one prediction. Culhane and Fallon will get back together, and you can find me at Rivet Soro on all social media platforms.
Love it. So I'm gonna say with predictions. I think Jeff and Fallon are going to get back together. No. You never know on this show, right? You never know. No, but I do think that Fallon and Liam are still not finished. I do think that Culhane and Fallon are still not finished. And I think that Blake is going to find out about Cristal's pregnancy, and that truth is going to be, when you say the truth will out, that's going to be some outing. So my name's Tehran. Find me at I Am Tehran all across the board on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and of course on a slew of other AfterBuzz shows. And we will see you right here, same Dynasty time, same Dynasty channel next week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.